Android 15 is here and, well, it brings a wave of new features and improvements to the forefront of the mobile experience. From enhanced privacy controls to a refined user interface, Android 15 aims to provide users with a more powerful and intuitive mobile operating system. However, amidst the excitement surrounding these advancements, one particular change has sparked widespread discussion and debate: the new minimum storage requirement. This change, while seemingly minor at first glance, has significant implications for the future of Android devices, particularly in the budget-friendly segment. Google's decision to increase the minimum storage requirement from 16 GB to 32 GB is a clear indication of the company's vision for the future of Android, a future where performance, functionality, and user experience take precedence over rock-bottom prices. This shift in strategy is not entirely unexpected. As apps become increasingly sophisticated and data-intensive, the limitations of devices with limited storage become, increasingly apparent. With Android 15, Google aims to address this growing concern by setting a new baseline for storage capacity, ensuring that users have sufficient space to enjoy the full potential of the Android ecosystem. The new 32 GB storage requirement is not merely a suggestion, it's a mandate that all Android 15 devices must adhere to. This means that manufacturers looking to ship their devices with Google Mobile Services pre-installed must ensure that their devices offer at least 32 GB of internal storage. This change has sent ripples throughout the tech industry, prompting manufacturers to reevaluate their product strategies and adjust their production lines accordingly. However, the 32 GB requirement doesn't tell the whole story. Google has also stipulated that 75% of this storage, a significant 24 GB, must be dedicated to the operating system itself and pre-installed applications. This allocation ensures that the core functionalities of Android 15, along with essential Google apps, have ample space to operate smoothly and efficiently. While this allocation may seem, a bit excessive to some, it's important to remember that Android 15 introduces a host of new features and enhancements that require significant storage space. Furthermore, this dedicated storage partition helps mitigate the performance degradation that often plagues devices with limited storage as they accumulate user data and applications over time. By reserving a substantial portion of the storage for system-critical files and applications, Google aims to ensure a consistently smooth and responsive user experience throughout the lifespan of the device. This approach reflects Google's commitment to providing a high-quality Android experience even on devices with limited storage capacity. Google's enforcement of the 32 GB storage requirement is not through direct intervention in the manufacturing process, but rather through its control over Google Mobile Services, or GMS. GMS is a suite of proprietary Google applications and APIs that are essential for a complete Android experience. These services include popular apps like Google Play Store, Gmail, Google Maps, and YouTube, which, let's be honest, have become synonymous with the Android platform. Manufacturers who choose not to comply with the new storage requirement will not be barred from using the Android open-source project code to build their devices. However, they will lose access to GMS, effectively cutting off their devices from the heart of the Android ecosystem. Without GMS, Android devices lose access to a vast library of apps, games, and services, making them far less appealing to consumers accustomed to the seamless integration and convenience of the Google ecosystem. This strategic move by Google highlights the company's leverage over the Android ecosystem. While Android is open source, Google maintains tight control over its proprietary services, which have, become indispensable for both users and manufacturers. By leveraging GMS as a bargaining chip, Google can effectively steer the Android market in its desired direction, encouraging manufacturers to adopt its vision for the future of the platform. Section 4. The end of the road for ultra-low-end devices. Android 15's new 32 GB storage requirement could challenge ultra-low-end devices, often priced under $100. Manufacturers in this price-sensitive segment face rising costs and tighter profit margins. This could limit access to affordable devices, impacting digital inclusion, but Google may offer incentives to keep Android accessible for all. Section 5. The 64 GB trend, aligning with market realities. 64 gigabytes is now the standard for many manufacturers, driven by modern apps, high-resolution media, and consumer demand for smoother experiences. Sales of low-storage devices are dropping, while higher-capacity smartphones are becoming the go-to choice. Google's 32 GB mandate for Android 15 aligns with market trends, ensuring devices meet modern needs. It's a win-win for users and the industry, encouraging innovation and better features. Section 6. Benefits of increased storage, a user-centric perspective. Now, from a user's point of view, the biggest perk of this increased storage requirement is, well, freedom. With 32 gigabytes of storage, users can install and use a whole bunch of apps without constantly stressing about running out of space. Even after accounting for the operating system and pre-installed apps, there's still plenty of room left for personalization, tailoring the device to fit individual needs and preferences, and that's a big deal. But it doesn't stop there. This bump in storage also means a smoother and more responsive user experience. Devices with limited storage, they tend to struggle with multitasking, app installations, and even basic navigation when they get cluttered with data. With more storage though, users can enjoy faster app launches, smoother scrolling, and just an overall snappier performance. Oh, and let's not forget about the dedicated storage partition for the operating system and pre-installed apps. This ensures that these critical components always have the resources they need, which helps maintain the device's performance and stability over time. No more dealing with sluggishness or instability as the device ages. Pretty awesome, right? Section 7. Challenges and criticisms, navigating the transition. Okay, so while the benefits of increased storage are clear, making the jump to a 32 gigabyte minimum isn't without its challenges and, a fair share of criticisms. Some people argue that this move could stifle innovation in the budget-friendly segment, making it harder for consumers with limited budgets to find options that work for them. Others worry about the potential for increased e-waste as devices with lower storage capacities become, obsolete. And that's a valid concern for sure. Addressing these issues is going to take a multifaceted approach. Manufacturers will need to get creative, finding ways to manage costs while still offering competitive devices. Google, on the other hand, can step in by providing support, and maybe even incentives for manufacturers targeting these specific segments of the market. And let's not forget about the environment. Promoting responsible recycling and e-waste management practices is going to be key in reducing the environmental impact of this transition. But despite these challenges, the shift towards increased storage is a step in the right direction for Android. By setting a higher baseline, Google is paving the way for a future where Android devices consistently deliver smooth, powerful, and enjoyable experiences. Sure, there's going to be an adjustment period, there always is with big changes like this, but in the long run, the benefits for both users and the Android ecosystem as a whole are undeniable.